Oh, oh, look at Luke 18:20. Thou knowest the commandments: do not commit adultery, do not kill. Yes, these must have been individual words, right? And then he called them commandments. Now, why would Jesus use the word commandment instead of the word? Now, there's a possibility that Jesus himself introduced this idea of the 10 great words, but he called them commandments. Now, I know you're Jewish. You're thinking of the Ten Commandments. Isn't an actual word in Judaism that when you think of the Ten Commandments that Jesus introduced, yes, it was called the Ten Great Words before the introduction of what Jesus said. Thou knowest the commandment. Do not commit adultery. You know, I wanted to just mention I'm going to need a large number of au pairs, 18 to 22 years old from different nations of the world. Yes. And I'd like them to be virgins, but if you're not, that's just fine. And have large breasts in different nations that love children. Yes. See, I'm wanting to have this office, right, where au pairs, yes, they take care of the children of the women that are employees and volunteers. Yes. But all these children, they go to the five-star homeschool every morning and then every afternoon. For every two children, approximately same gender and same age group, they're given an au pair. Now, my thought was that when Marilyn is ovulating, before, during, and after ovulation, 3 days a month, yes, we would entertain a large number of individuals that would like to talk about various products and services available to them. I wanted to buy the most expensive house in Rhode Island. Now, let's say, okay, you love children and you would like to be employed as an au pair while at the same time considering volunteering your sexual nerve endings. Now, there's this concept. Oh, I know that. No, I, well, is it adultery when, no, I'm not fornicating. Now, this whole idea, that, well, a lot of people are upset with me right now. Yeah, do not commit adultery. You know, I'm still married, and I was looking at the dates of the actual divorce, and it's been over 6 years since we separated. But I've been wanting to divorce my wife, and I don't want to commit adultery, and I'm willing to do it with the right person that would like to volunteer to ovulate every month. But is it adultery if she's married and I'm married and her husband goes to prison and so does my wife? You know, is there this idea that if your spouse goes to prison, you are not allowed to have sex with another individual until divorce? Now, the Bible says, do not have sex with those that are divorced. Yes. But my thought is, if you volunteer to make a baby with me, yes. Well, that's what it says. You are not supposed to have sex with those that are divorced. Now, I married a woman that was divorced twice before, and I thought, well, she wants to live with me for the rest of our lives. And we had 5 sons, and I wasn't going to talk about it. Do not commit adultery. Do not kill. Okay. There are a lot of people that are upset with this concept of not killing. I thought we would sue a large number of politicians, sheriffs, and those in the government for treason. We'd put them to death, but instead of stoning, yes, or whipping them to death like some royal families do, I'd just cut them in half. Ouch! Now, it seems kind of inhumane of me, yes, to just cut a person in half as if they're going to live through that. Now, for every royal family that uses whipping and stoning, yes, you might consider killing those that offend you in the way that I do. See, I don't like the electric chair. Ouch. I don't like this idea. Ouch. Well, I can use a defibrillator and stop their heart. Shut up. Now I can put them to sleep. What is the best way to kill somebody that has committed a crime? I've thought about the different ways of killing them. There could be certain nations, yeah, that would want to put to death my way instead of stoning and whipping individuals. Now, thou do not steal. Yes, I kind of mentioned that. Do not bear false witness. You know, it's one of these words in Judaism. Yes, but it's a commandment in the New Testament. Yes. Who was it that said I was in Sequim, Washington on December 31st of 2015? And who was it said that I was in Brennan, Washington on June 16th of 2017? In fact, who was it that said I was in Sequim, Washington? Yes, at 11 p.m. on February 9th of 2019. You know, seems like a lot of false witnesses right now. Honor thy father and mother. Now, this is a concept where my stepfather and my mother are going to prison. It's nothing that I'm dishonoring them, but when they get paid to torture me for the last 7 years and 8 months, I feel no guilt that they'll spend the rest of their lives in prison. And then there's a concept of me being a father. Let's say shared parenting. Oh, preconception agreement. This idea of making babies with women that volunteer. Well, as your dad, the day after your second birthday, you'll live with me for 6 months, and your mother, she can have whomever she wants. But the thought was that